What up, what up? It's Keith right here saying what's good to the team. We're about to kick it off pretty soon here, coming on the 23rd. We're going to step into our 90-day challenge. Before then, what we need to know is how to set goals. One of the many things that we need to know stepping into our 90-day challenge is how to set goals. A lot of people set goals, and what they do is they have some grand picture in mind. Ambassador, $10,000 a month, whatever it is, you have that in mind. But people don't break down the steps in order to get there and what it takes to actually achieve the things that you want. Usually people just have their picture in mind and they can repeat it to themselves every single day. They can wake up in the morning and say ambassador, 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 $10,000 a month, BMW, whatever you want. But unless you're doing something that day, setting goals that very day, working every single day towards what you want to achieve, you will never get there no matter how many times you tell yourself that you will. So what we want to go over is how to set goals effectively. And to start that off, we have a pyramid. And basically, coming from the top down is least important to most important. So if you break your pyramid into 5 sections like we have here, you notice that at the top, you have your goals. And these are the things that you want. Whatever you want at the end of 3 months, starting our 90-day challenge, that's the thing that you write down as your goal. That's what you want to get to. No matter what it takes, you want to get there. So then you're going to break it down even further. This stands for strategy, tactics, and process. Your strategy of how you want to get to your goal, you're going to break it down between the 3. So say your goal is you want to get 3 Skype calls a week. And your strategy to do that is to call people up. You're going to call some numbers. And your tactic to do that is pull open the phone book and just call people's numbers straight from the phone book. And your process is you're going to go in alphabetical order. You're going to call the first number. When that phone call is done, you're going to call the next number, and you're going to just try and get as many Skype calls as possible that way. That's your strategy, your tactics, and your process to achieve 3 Skype calls a week. So you're going to break it down from goals, then down into the strategy and tactics and process of how you're going to get to that goals, but it breaks down even more than that. See, these, what we like to say is the goals and the strategy and the tactics and the process is the setting of the goal. Later you get into the habits, the beliefs, and your why. And these are the actual construction of reality. And my boy Paul is going to go into that a little bit more, talk to the team, and teach you how to lay the law.
Habits. This is huge, guys. For those of you out there chiefing, drinking, playing games, chilling with your friends on the weekend, that is your habit. It's something you do every weekend, every day, every night, every morning, whatever you do, small or big, is a habit, all right? And there are different habits that you need to change and certain habits that you need to remove completely, okay? And that goes for myself, that goes for Keith, that goes for everyone, because sometimes you won't even know it. An example might be that I wake up in the morning, right? What I do is I look at my alarm clock because I gotta wake up at 6:30 every morning, okay, for school. I have to hit that snooze button. I'm like, oh God, school. And that negativity that I put myself in spontaneously, but without me even knowing it, that sets my whole entire day for failure, all right? And those small little things that I don't even know subconsciously that I do are my habits still, and some things that I need to change and also look at it at a huge scale. And yes, we say you may have a lot of habits you need to change, but it's really taking small steps and doing things one at a time to really complete and change yourself entirely. You have 2 types of beliefs, implicit and explicit. I'll write that down right here for you. So implicit and explicit. Make sure you write that down. That is very important. Let me tell you this. Explicit beliefs. That is you going to your prospect, telling them, look, Vima has this in it, that in it, and you tell them all this information. You can get rich. You want to make 500 in 3 weeks, putting in 2 hours every single day? I can make that happen. That is explicit belief. Something you tell them, but don't necessarily believe yourself. So the opposite of explicit is implicit. That's what you actually believe. Do you really believe that when you say to that prospect, you can make 500 a month, you know, if you work 2 hours a week, do you truly believe that? Or is it just an explicit belief that you are just saying to them but truly don't believe? All right, and that's just a small example, but you have to understand why belief is so huge and why it takes up 2/5 of the biggest chunk of the pyramid. It's because if you don't have an implicit belief that 1 through 3 could happen, that you can change your habits, that you can make a plan to reach your goal, that you even have a goal. If you don't believe that you can set or reach this goal, you won't do it. If you don't implicitly believe it and explicitly tell people about it, guess what? I'm sorry, but you most likely won't be able to reach your goal. So understand that yes, both are still very important, and one isn't necessarily bad, one isn't necessarily good, but it's very, very, very important that both align, okay? And that what you tell that prospect, you believe 100%. Yes, this product is amazing because what it did for me personally, I promise you 100%, total realness, it works. It's amazing. It's changed my life. Believe it, okay? And your why. It is the biggest chunk in goal setting and literally continuing the business in everything you do in all aspects of life, okay? That is why is so important. If you don't believe that what you're doing this for aligns with your implicit and explicit beliefs, then all this crumbles. If you don't have a solid foundation to really build a huge empire on, they'll all fall, I promise you. If you don't have something to tell your organization, we are driving for this, and really it aligns with your implicit and explicit beliefs, they won't follow. You get what I'm saying? Same with the prospects. If you don't have a why that they are excited about, that you sell yourself on, they won't want to follow you. Because your why is shitty. Why would they follow someone who they see as shitty? No disrespect to anyone who has a no why or a very weak why in their opinion. That can always be changed if any individual just takes the time out of their day to really dig deep and treat themselves more than they would treat their jobs, okay? And really explore themselves and the reason why. What drives you to do this? Why are you still doing this? Those of you who have been in this 6 months, a year and a half, 2 years, why are you still doing this? Truly, why? Ask yourself. And that is what will drive you. But don't let it just be an explicit belief. Let it be an implicit belief and let it truly, truly align with all of your beliefs and your why.
Now the reason why this is so important, especially your why, guys, why the why is so important, is because the why is going to get you through when times get tough. If you don't have a good why, you're going to give up. You need to have a good why so that when shit gets difficult, you're able to just say, no, I'm going to push through this. But it's not only that. See, everyone mentions people who are successful are the ones that never give up. Because when times get tough, they just keep on going. But it's not just when times get tough. I was reading an article, and it was that successful people don't give up when times get tough, but they don't give up when times get boring. Successful people don't give up when they're sitting down and they need to study, and they need to read a book, and it's not interesting to them, and they're on calls, but it just doesn't seem to keep rolling through, and they're hitting people up, and they're just not responding. And it's boring. They just keep on pushing. They don't give up because they have a strong why. They know why they're sitting there, working their ass off. Things aren't paying off, but in the end they will. Because they have a good reason. Develop that strong reason and share it with the people around you so that the people around you can support you and encourage you to keep going, and you will never quit. See, the number one reason why people fail in reaching their goals, everyone knows it. The number one reason why people fail when they're trying to achieve their goals is because they quit. Develop a why, and you won't quit. Awesome. Let's go. Let's blow it up, guys.
Yeah.